2020, overall hate crime numbers declined by 6% from 2019. For the Asian community, hate crime numbers skyrocketed by 145%. Activists in California acknowledged these rising numbers and began the Stop Asian Hate movement to raise awareness and address growing anti-Asian sentiment during the COVID-19 pandemic. The movement gained traction during the spring of 2021, when attacks against Asians gained attention on social and mainstream media. On May 20th, 2021, Congress passed the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act, a law dedicated to improving hate crime enforcement and incident reporting. While a bipartisan success, the federal legislation was limited in scope.
In my view, it is not an overly ambitious bill. What it does do are often the kinds of things that Congress can do quickly.
The law did have the benefit of national impact. Generally, the prosecution of hate crimes depends on local politics.
The way that you address an issue in cities where there are lots and lots of Asian Americans, the critical mass you already have there is going to present very differently from other pockets of the United States where you just have very few Asian Americans.
Even in cities with large Asian populations, the rate of hate crime prosecutions can be low. In New York City, the NYPD received 118 Asian hate crime reports by October 2021, but had only prosecuted one by that time, a Taiwanese man accused of writing anti-Chinese graffiti in Queens. One of the greatest barriers to prosecution is the difficulty in proving intent.
Hate crimes really go to the intent of the perpetrator.
Only if there's evidence of that intent that connote that racism, does that qualify those elements as that biased motive underpinning the hate crimes.
This lack of enforcement contributes to the underreporting of Asian hate crimes.
But across the board, what we see for all groups of color, no more than 50% feel comfortable reporting a hate crime to law enforcement. Sometimes they're afraid that their concerns won't be taken seriously and they won't get justice.
They also may not be able to take off work in order to go to different agencies or the court and have to repeat their story.
They don't want more publicity. And so when the newspapers come calling and the prosecutors come calling, they turn down those calls.
In 2021, the FBI received 8,052 reports of Asian hate crimes that had occurred in 2020, exhibiting a delay in reporting, and similar patterns were found in other reporting databases. Experts generally agree that education is essential to tackling racism against Asians.
Education dispels ignorance, so it behooves our students, K through 12, in colleges and universities, and also the teachers, faculty, and administrators to better understand that history and to integrate it into the mainstream curriculum.
And a lot of the education and a lot of the prevention just has to take place at a local and state level.
To truly combat racism against Asians in the United States, we need to continue educating and raising public awareness at a local, state, and national level.